Hi everyone. Happy not summer. Hey Bella, hi PT. How are you guys? I hope everyone's staying cool. Oh my god, I just brought this cheese out of the fridge and it's already like room temperature. So hot. I was actually so close. There's a bunch of things, but I was so close to actually not streaming today. One, because of the heat, and secondly, I was knees deep in Scooby-Doo. I miss you too, PT. Hi. But no, I did some searching. It seems like we have about like 4 hours left of content. Was it good? Scooby-Doo or cheese? Sorry, I'm just gonna finish this cheese and then we'll hop right in. Can you guys believe it's not summer yet? I have an ice pack on my lap. To be honest, I don't know. Hi, Beetle. To be honest, I don't know if my phone will be able to handle my model. I might have to switch to like my PNG tuber later, but this will have to test what it is. See, I think I'm already starting to lag. Hold on, let me turn up the fan. Oh my god, wait. The fan is so strong, it's blowing my garbage everywhere. Rain today, then it became a whole desert. I want some rain. Oh my god, give me some rain. Okay, we're gonna continue. Wright & Co. law offices. If I remember correctly, so I did some research. Like I said, we have around 4 hours left of content. And according to my research, and by research I mean going back to my previous VOD, we ended off around when Lana admitted that she made up evidence for her prosecution trials, which is, oh my god, I can't believe she she said that in court. She said that in court. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. Yeah, apparently, because then like we knew they kind of like manipulated things in court. Like freaking Edgeworth in the first case, like he was pulling out random evidence left, right, and center, so we knew that. But for our client to be saying that in court while we're in the middle of defending them, crazy. I didn't know. I never knew that SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all here in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? He looks like Dracula. I think I mentioned this before, but he looks like Dracula. On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. I wanted to make a Joe Mama joke, but I don't think that would have worked. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yeah. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Isn't this what happened to, what's her name? Mia and Maya? Like, Maya came by and then Mia was murdered? Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. I want to say that he didn't know anything about it, but I'll be honest, he probably did. Well, actually, Edgeworth is a pretty ethical man. I don't believe a word that I'm saying right now. I mean, I was like, he's a pretty ethical man, and then I think about all the times that we opposed him, and then he just like, never mind. He couldn't have known he was given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this could have happened. So it's true, even though he might not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After the case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she was today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. He has an onion head. Wait, but this is Dark, isn't it? This is Marshall. So it looks like Marshall stabbing Dark. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. But no, never mind this thing. I guess it's because he's not wearing his hat. He is wearing his like little like Western looking thingy, I think. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14, that's understandable. Hi, Junk. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, and find that evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. But like, you didn't know she forged any at that time. Okay, this lag is getting really bad. I think I'm gonna switch over. Oh, maybe not this one. There we go. There we go. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's been puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in here? Or in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course! This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled in my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Someone needs to draw me a map. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. If only it was that easy to become a lawyer. Holy cow. I really want... I know how lawyers are licensed, especially in my province, but that's crazy. Unless she already had... I guess she did go to law school. But to be made chief prosecutor? Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. No. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. Didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana? Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of job? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. I have a right to know. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:55, there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why wouldn't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! The chief of police. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience in investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the... 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Okay, I feel like this could be like... Which TVB drama is... Detective Goodman, whose case it was? Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Really? Jake Marshall was among your best detectives? Really? I say... Didn't miss much. We're just talking to Lana about her whole falsifying evidence thing that she revealed in court before she revealed to her lawyers. Thanks, woman. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Oh yeah, and Emma was a witness in the SL9 incident. But she didn't testify. She couldn't testify. So Lana made up evidence. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now that you tell us, now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, and then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by... Did they... How did he have a knife? How did he have a knife? I guess when police do their questioning, they don't usually, like, you know, frisk the questionee. But if this person's the suspect, you know, if you were sure that it was him, wouldn't you figure out some reason to frisk this guy for weapons? That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run towards the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. How does this happen? I guess he had a knife and... Okay, never mind. Yeah. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Ooh. Okay. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right, the chief of detectives seems the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back for later. How do I go? Where do I go to find his office? Oh! Howdy, Bambina! Oh, Mr. Marshall! I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Wait, what does this mean, Quesera? I feel like I see this a lot, Quesera, but I don't know what it means. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why did Prospector head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either, all the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean the switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound of... Oh my god. I thought it... For a moment, I was like, what do you mean the blade? And I thought the blade was the handle. Ay, ay, ay. What does that mean? It means that there's a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. Scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I don't know, I think I prefer your brother. In terms of looks. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. Oh no. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of... Oh my god. This can't be a coincidence. Someone had to have planned this. For everything to be happening now, the exact same way it was happening before, can't be a coincidence. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in the case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not be too obvious. They? What are you talking about? The chief and Lana, I bet. He's gonna say the chief and Lana. Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Knew it. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Aww. Adios, Bambina. I do feel bad for him. McCree in Overwatch, he looks like any sort of Western-inspired character. You know, the poncho, the cowboy hat, the long hair. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks! Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial, there's more chaos going around than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway. Bro, he's just letting us in? And take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to just go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Just do it. Just do it, Emma. Hey, you're right. Oh my god. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh my. Oh my god. He has a giant organ in his office. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly? At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ classes in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I could never remember where C was. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. Oh, righto. Have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Oh, that's where this came from. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. I used this picture before I even realized. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Look, this sword has the tip cut off, kind of like the switchblade. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it. This carnival music. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh! But this office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, right? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate anymore. All the same, we'd like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me! I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Yikes. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. Time to break into the police chief's office. What do you mean? Chief can't deny our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way to get inside the chief's office. Hold on, I want to take a look at that photo again. He said that there was something weird about it. I want to say this part's like chipped off. But the other weird thing, I think, is that Lana is behind this spear. Because like usually when you take a picture with something like this, don't you just stand in front of it? You don't go make your way behind it, right? And then look, here's the pot. The one that was the evidence in the SL9 incident. What am I supposed to do now? Hey pal, Detective Gumshoe, weren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm just taking a breather, my feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. Sounds like the Detective Gumshoe is still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Well, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. I mean, he could have. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work! Yes sir! Let's go out for lunch again sometime, my treat! Yes sir! You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay Dick? Yes sir! It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all the pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. Seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Some girl. Me. Seems like Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh well, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Show him the murder weapon? Oh, this one. Oh, I can't. Dark's crimes. Though Dark was 42 at the time of the crime, he was just a run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man. A jogger came across the scene, and when he was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Wait, I didn't click that. That was too fast for me to read. Seems like he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, and luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's all a good thing that the last witness wasn't killed. The last witness, aka Emma. Okay, I need to present him with this thing. Da-da-da-da! About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of? What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker. On the date if Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. What is it? Quick, before you forget! Hold on. Actually, I want to take a look. Because if you look at this image... Let me see that image. No, this one kind of has more of a flared base. Dark's knife is more of like a standard knife. Yeah, like that. Well, I guess it kind of does have a flared base, huh? This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. And why did they have to make up evidence? I can't help but think, what would have happened if Joe Dark died in that struggle with Neil Marshall? You know? Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. Not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'll be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting in that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Ooh, do we have anything that would make him change his mind? I present this? Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I will keep that in mind. Gee, okay, maybe not that. What would get him to open the door for us? Surveillance? No, not the surveillance, I think. Perpetrator Joe Dark, serial murder, death. Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana and Emma Sky. Executive investigator Damon and Lana. Bruce Goodman. Closed. I feel like it's gotta be something recent. Maybe this one actually? This one... Oh, look! It's missing... It's missing the blade! Wait! Yeah, because... Could Joe Dark have stolen that to stab someone with when he ran? Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. I was wondering why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. See? Look. This one has a knife through it. And the knife's been kind of cut off. And then if you look at this, and then you look at this nut, right? Hi, Devin. But that's not gonna get us in. Cheery music for crime? You weren't here when the carnival music was playing. At least I don't think you were. I don't know what he wants to see. We have to present something to him to make him change his mind? Can I present this? Like, this was in the chief's... This was in the chief's office. About that jar, I think I've seen it somewhere. Or maybe it's one of those memories people have from previous lives. This must be the most uninformative detective I've ever met. Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office and he's yelling. Exactly! Chief Gant? Where could I have seen that before? In the chief's office! Let us in! Neil Marshall. Single stab wound piercing heart and lung. Died from blood loss in under 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing tip. Can I just like... No, I can't go. No, I don't have the option to go into the chief's office. No one's here today, not even the star. Everyone's probably busy looking at what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, No one was murdered in the evidence room. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Okay. See, look, there's no knife here. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper. The chief also had paper. The chief threw something in his desk. He was quick to throw that paper on the ground. Or maybe he's writing fanfiction. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Miss Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. Miss Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do erases that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. That bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as a prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion balled up. Oh. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? Huh. First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. Look at that smile. He likes you. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Never mind. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. Never thought that case would come back up to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect was guilty. That was really the only thing in my mind at the time. Hey, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seems strange about it. There's no knife! Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This! Oh yeah! Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the... Why? Why? I bet it was Chief Gant who masterminded everything. I feel like that's gotta be the answer. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Can I present this? Like, this picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Look at this! Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors award. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different from yours. Yes! Yeah, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like 2 years ago. Until 2 years ago. There's a story behind this design. A story? Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. my god, I can't believe that actually worked. This award originated from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Imagine Emma's like, I know the story too. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. Oh, I know the story! The arms dealer was trying to I was like, I don't know the story. But no, I do. An arms dealer was trying to get someone to buy either like the strongest spear that can spear through any shield. But then he was also trying to sell a shield that will block any spear. And people, yeah. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredits them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Yeah. I only know this story because of the murder on the Yangtze River. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolizes... Precisely, they symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Gant. Okay, that was not where I was expecting this to go. Can I go talk to, what's-his-face now? Excuse me? Oh. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Starr! Guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who discovered a milk's nipple who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from the case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pleasure. Oh, is it pleasure or pressure? I think I read that wrong. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Oh, it was pressure. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on the SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious that the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. I bet she's about to say that Neil was really good at what he did, so he was going to become a prosecutor. But then Gant and Lana wanted Lana to be a prosecutor, so that's why they manipulated stuff. Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kind of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. What if all of that was also stuff he made up? Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. Take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as though she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. That's right, having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. Prosecutor's office. Knew it. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but let me have this, guys. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. You, Emma! It must have been Emma. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. Only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her to change. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Who do I talk to? Who do I want to talk to? Maybe Lana? Never mind. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Y'all, if you guys have ever done any sort of like photocopying before in a freaking law office, there's a reason why they charge for that. Oh my god, there's so much copying to do. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Hi, Omar. Thank you for the membership. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. Huh? I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. There'll be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. What could it be? What could it be? Is Jake Marshall still here? No. No. Can I My work desk is quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk, easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high I can see my own reflection. Right, I think I already went through this. Right, I already went through all of this. Right, okay, so it's none of this. Move. Underground parking lot. What's the oh, Q. Nothing here. Move. Police department entrance. Move. Okay, hold on. Any thoughts? What should I be presenting to him? Grand team picture, SL9 incident, security video, Marshall's fingerprints, unstable jar, evidence locker, rubber glove, evidence room floor plans, Goodman's lost item report, screwdriver. Oh! What if it's the screwdriver? Present. Like, haha, we need to bring this back to the Chief Gant's office. Haha. You know? Let me share a little advice. Oh, never mind. Dang it. I thought for sure it was that. Liminal testing, switch, prime photo, parking lot plans. Okay, you know what? Time to start just presenting everything. I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are just accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal when it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. Let me share. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he threw something on the ground, didn't he? Wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's have a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth! Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window over there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what that girl's crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of this is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. But Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Oh my god, is this what I give? I knew it was something to do with Edgeworth. Every single time I knew something from Gumshoe. It was always something from Edgeworth. That's why I kept going back to Edgeworth's office. Back on this, detective. Here we go. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusts us, detective, to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake! Alright, Detective. Thank you. Oh, we can always trust Gumshoe to do anything he can for Edgeworth. Hello, Chief's office. Here goes Mr. Wright. We're in! If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe is a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Oh my god, I thought Gant came in. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking, I was just worried something might go wrong, so I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Oh my god. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if you're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay, first of all, this is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor? Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my tax. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief might be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'll fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Get it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor. At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass for this window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh, stained glass or not, that's a huge window. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... What was you two? Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name. SL9? SL9? Heck yeah! I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. Normally, they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half size. What if they both have half? Seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Oh, it was ripped in half. I'm actually kind of nervous. I feel like the chief is gonna walk in. Let me see which one. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue. Oh, okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I just might know what it is. I'm not sure what will happen if we enter the wrong code. Better wait until I find something more definite. 7-digit number. Didn't we see one of those somewhere? How about we try entering my birth date? Oh! What? Oh, this is Emma! Emma drew this. I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about this. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving around like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. Emma drew this because she drew something as evidence. A 7-digit number. Seven-digit number. Nope. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Is it that? 777777? Do I only have one shot for this? Oh, oops. The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the criminal affairs department. That's on the 2nd floor. This is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. Ah, so it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's beside the point. The 6th... Close. Halfway there. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday this... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I got in. We got in. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that? 77. The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 77777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Go away. I know. Is there money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a... It's the final piece. This looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. Looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up that design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to SL9 incident? There's gotta be something we can show the detective. Wait, I'm actually getting really nervous. Pause. I'm actually really nervous that the longer I spend in this office, the longer Chief Gant is gonna bust in here and start yelling at me and throw me in jail. Oh wait, I didn't want to check it. I wanted to present it. Present. She said it. What did I say? 77777? Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were their days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had a SL9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Oh my god. Let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again. Wait, we're just gonna glue it? We're not gonna put it back in his safe afterwards? It'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Oh, I'm nervous. I don't get it. This piece doesn't fit anywhere on this jar. What? But it has to. I need a breather. I'll try again later. If you don't, I'll switch your eye drops with my special solution. Wait, what? What? Wait. Huh? Wait, how do I... What? Where did it go? The heck? Where did my piece go? Do I have to present it again? Okay. Assemble the fragments. E. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant was willingly and knowingly hid a piece of the jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. But... Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece that you just attached. It's different from the others. Does this say something? There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide it in his safe? Blood traces. You still can't believe that our girl is on a training arc and they still gave us a cool sidekick in her place? You know what? They're basically the same person. Emma and Maya, they're basically the same person. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana on the day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one else touched the desk? No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here every morning. Still 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't be possibly any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came in here to look around, right? Because it's one of SL9's crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming in here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Okay, well now, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me once again. Okay, adios. But if I leave, I don't think I can come back. Oh, I can come back. Okay, who do I want to talk to? Lana or Edgeworth? Maybe Lana, because we were just in Gant's office. Can I present something? Can I present this? Da-da-da-da-da-da! Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside of court. It's taboo, especially when... Okay. Lana. This one? Did I ever present this to her? Okay, never mind. Okay, so maybe Edgeworth. Maybe I gotta go talk to Edgeworth then. Wait, did I ever finish? I didn't. Can I go back? Please let me go back. I think the heat is like frying my brain. Okay. Oops. No. Examine. Taken on that day 2 years ago, the date Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief again to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead a few hours later. Do you think? These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! That's when Lana and I went to that theme park. Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note this out, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. This mark looks like some kind of flower. Word is, it's designed to be after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor's badge? Yeah, like the one hanging from your collar. What? They have badges too? The design's supposed to portray the severity of the punishment system. Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful. But Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge. That's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit. So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges? I guess everyone just kind of lets it slide. I don't see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment. I think I'm done here. Yes, I think I'm done. I feel like I should close that safe. Oh, never mind, I'm not done. This is Lana's desk, as sure as tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff the legends were made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime scene? Okay. Okay, now what? What do I do now? Ooh, can I present you with this? I feel like he's not going to be happy with me. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth has just told you no in a very stylish manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Show him my best evidence? Right, show you my best evidence? What is my best evidence? I thought it would be this. Come now, right? You can't... Okay. But this is related to the case, remember? You said so yourself. So I did. Chief Gant gave you this that day, didn't he? He asked you to bring it here from the police department. The chief is a very competent man, but sometimes he does things that don't make any sense. At least it's better than being incompetent and doing things that don't make sense. A certain detective comes to mind. Fingerprint powder? Should I? What if I just like... Oh, I forgot I can take a look at this! It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. This piece that the sheaf has is different though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line! That is odd. This thing doesn't have a bottom. How do I use the fingerprint powder again? I kind of want to fingerprint this, but I don't know how. Do I have to do it, like, not in present? I have to do it in court records, maybe? No, I can't. Okay, never mind. Can I... Okay, can I show you... this? Okay, maybe not. What do I do? Wait, did it unlock any new... No, I didn't. I feel a lot better now that the jar is complete. But it only raises another question. What was the piece of it doing in the chief's safe? More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for? I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. Why? Hold on. Let me Google this. Hello, Jaden! Phoenix, alright. Let's see. Present fingerprinting kit to Gumshoe? What? That's crazy. Well, that's not crazy, but that doesn't make sense. Why would I present it to him? I thought I could just, like, use it. Like, shut up, Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh! What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, haha. I knew that. The one with the... Oh, what? I thought we were fingerprinting this jar. Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, right, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? Alright. Okay. Alright, have a good day at school. Thanks for stopping by. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger. Ooh, that's a good print. Okay, let me see. So that's not Gant's print. That's no. Wait. Well, who says? It's Emma's print. What? How is that Emma's print? Why? No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems like the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they might be Dark's prints. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Well, was I any help? Of course! Thanks for your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not fair. Oh no! In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Oh no! I was dreading this! Oh no! There's a window next to me. What? You know what? 15th floor window, right? What if we just all jumped out right now? 15th floor. Oh no! I don't want to. Okay, Kiriko, suck it up. Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my office, to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog running right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. You mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat? Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way out too, then. Wait, you were the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientist yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright. She's a minor, okay? She needs a guardian with her, and we are her guardian. Okay? You can't be just calling minors into your office one-on-one. She has the right to a guardian, and since her guardian is in jail right now, I think that we should be sitting in on this. Oh no, we're just gonna leave? Okay. Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaky in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. I have a feeling... I feel like... You know how Lana was all like, I need to protect Emma this whole time? What if Emma killed Marshall? Like, what if it was like self-defense? You know? What if... Because then the knife was in Marshall's back. What if Emma... What if Joe Dark was going after Emma? Emma somehow got a hold of the knife. And like, you know, out of pure self-defense, she went after Joe Dark. But then Marshall didn't want Emma killing someone. So he blocked the attack. That's why he has a stab wound to his back. And that's why Lana made up evidence and all that to protect Emma. Because in reality, it was Emma who stabbed Marshall. And that's why Gant has it in his office as well. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for a questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days, it's absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. No, in fact, you are the most useless thing. You've been going against me this whole time. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one else can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you were incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is the person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is that person's name? It's gotta be Gant. Though he may not seem like it, he's top dog. Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, those are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. I had access because I was second in command of the investigation. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence. Is it the unstable jar? It's one of... No, this one, because it got ripped in half. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty of murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. The murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it in the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you are not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered the murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in... The knife from the SL9 incident. Oh, because he was in the evidence room. He must have taken... I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife? That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That's the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. Isn't he dead? So, wouldn't opening it just cause work? It wouldn't mean anything else, right? So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and asked her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. Bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden. I need help. He was the only other person I could trust. Yeah, but you asked the one person who wouldn't want this to be hidden. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. Until you called. After my phone call, any remaining doubt he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and as an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer? And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Oh my goodness. Do I want to do one more? Do I want to start the trial? I think I can. Yes, let's save. Back. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? I don't think she has a choice. Isn't she in detention? And where's Emma for that matter? It's almost as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777-7777 ID number that is? Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. Not true. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what happened. I'll think about it. This is it. If I'm ever gonna find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. I bet it was Emma. Emma killed someone, I feel. Yeah. Time for my blood pressure to go up. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Can't. Morning, folks! How's everyone doing? Hey, Uji, been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours? Hello? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. No! She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. No! No! Get off the witness stand. Oh my god, why are we letting her do this? What's this about, defendant? I'd like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. This is painful. This is so painful. No, Lana! You can't, Your Honor. The defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proved its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth? You know what? I was expecting an objection, but I thought it was going to be Emma. But also, low-key, if I was actually a lawyer in this situation, like if I was a defense lawyer in this situation, I feel like I would just be like, okay, you know what? That's less work for me. I technically don't lose the case. But hey, technically I don't lose. And I don't have to do the work. So like, I feel like in real life, I would be like, okay, goodbye. We all know Edgy Boy wants true justice. He does. I was expecting Emma to come busting into this room. You know, throw the book at Lana or something. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, Oh yeah, it's great when that finger wag isn't at me. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. Ooh! With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me that some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. Hell yeah! I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Hell yeah, Edgy! Low-key, I had more beef with Lana than I have with Edgeworth this entire game. If you look very carefully, you'll see me behind Edgeworth with pom-poms. Yeah! Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Don't ask him if it's alright, just change the witness! Why are you asking him for permission? Aren't you the judge? There's a reason why judges are called the honorable judge whatever nowadays. Why are you asking the chief of police if it's okay? These guys are on their super high horse. Dude, these horses are so high that they're meeting God. Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name's Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Loki, I'm so scared of like cross-examining Gant. Like I know we haven't even gotten to him yet. We're still on Emma. And we probably won't get to Gant this trial. I mean, maybe we will. But I'm so scared of doing it. What is up with us and getting clients who don't want help? What the heck? I was waiting for in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. The good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember. It wasn't his chest. It was his back. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin his cross-examination. It wasn't his chest. Where is it? Where's that autopsy? Stabbed in the back. It was the back. Where's that autopsy report? Here. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that. How are the evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? What? They are! They are! Did I not click the right one? Stabbed in the back. Stabbed him in the chest. That must have been a real shock. Even now, as I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When the lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark and I was thrown aside and those two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay, I guess I'm pressing her on everything. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Oops. Yes, she was second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I always sit at my sister's desk. And dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, correct? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in? I don't clearly remember what happened then, but... Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark and then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right. But just then lightning flashed outside again. And that sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw. The detective? Yes! Goodman, he was in charge of the case. Goodman, the victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Goodman about this 2 years ago. Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but... At the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's when I drew a picture. Picture, yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? This picture that the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of the scene once, but it seems to have gotten lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can see it now whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I looked over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear, I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image in your mind, could you please describe it to us? The man. Chest. It's not the chest. So, should I present this one? I don't have the image, so maybe it was this. Yeah, this one, see? Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for the case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list from the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Huh? Ah! What's this? Hehe. Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only prosecutor in charge should have access to the list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it was quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case was ever reached you. What? What? Oh my god, that face he makes anytime he's shocked. Order, order! But Miss Guy, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If the list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! Oh, you're right, Mr. Wright. Your eyes are bulging from your head. Speak for yourself. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Oh! Oh my god. That thing! That thing that was dancing in the evidence room! Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated. He's crashing out. I would too. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Oh, yes, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have... What? This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Press. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still be fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted in all black? The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who came to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a... I almost said Drake. Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around. And that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma, I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. They both said the same thing. Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. Better watch out or he'll find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well. That's strange. Yeah, it's going towards... Is it his autopsy? Can I finally do the autopsy? It's like, it looks like it's... I mean, in a way, this picture could look like it's going towards the back, but I feel like it's got... No, not Goodman's. I want Neil's. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us? What part of this picture contradicts? I think it's this part here? I don't see what's those... What? That's because the drawing stinks! There's no way I just said that in court. There's no way I just said this about a 14-year-old's drawing in court. Right, what the hell are you doing? Mr. Wright, how could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty. What's the murder weapon? The murder weapon should be a knife. I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. Well, as long as the defense has learned his lessons. Okay, hold on. I'm saving this. Rickety floppity. I didn't expect to make so many mistakes. Do better, right? Right? I better take another look at the autopsy report in this picture. Oh wait, no! Shoot. Dang it. Oopsie, my bad. I did not want to click that. I wanted to look for the court record. Okay, maybe it's the knife. The contradiction lies here, of course. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip. It's a kid's drawing! I thought it was just a rectangle. Because she was just drawing it because it was... You can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? Because Marshall hasn't been stabbed yet, so why would the knife already be cut off? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Ah! What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it wouldn't possibly wind up there. Well, that's right. But what does that mean? Oh my god, this back and forth. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Order, order, order! Are you saying that the investigation really was corrupt? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in the story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife, but besides Joe Dark, could there have been one? There is another one! If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. This is the real murder weapon. It's gotta be this thing. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding? That's a broken knife. Poor edgy boy, right? He's going through it. He's been going through it since we started becoming a defense attorney. But we've been going through it too. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. I love her boots. Like Emma's little pink boots. So cute. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in a dangerous situation. But that can't be! Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' award knife was a murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising the knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Ow. Oh! But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What is going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it! Wait! I remember now! I remember everything! Witness? Miss Edgeworth! What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? This list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it! This picture, I'm the one who drew it! What? You drew that? That's right! The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we add this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First, the knife mixed up and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw it, the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Y'all, this blue badger is the scariest thing in this entire case. I kid you not. Like, I was nervous about cross-examining Damon Gant. I was nervous about, like, sneaking into Damon Gant's office. But this blue badger is the scariest thing in this entire case. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even assigned him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, defense may begin its cross-examination. Stop, please! Don't pursue this any further. Lana. Oh, how did she get to the stand? Where's Emma? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor's guy? We've already come this far. Sit your ass down. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Emma's recollection. Sit back down, Lana. Bonk. When I saw the man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man. Okay, wait, I need to cross-examine. My bad. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office report. So then you... I panicked and rushed towards both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else would I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. And as we've just theorized, Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When the Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away... What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So what happened next? There was another flash of lightning and then I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this? Of course! See, I even drew a picture of him here. But... it was the chief of detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist until 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with a winning smile and all that? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? By all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. Who is the blue badger? Is it the jar? If we flip the jar... if we flip it like this... oh, it kind of looks like it! Yes, she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on the fateful day 2 years ago, there was indeed something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us. Oh god, I'm down to like 2 things. I hope this is right. Oh my god. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what is that exactly? I believe it's some kind of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? Gotta show them the correct angle to look at this from. Like this. Or maybe it's like this. How do I... like that? This isn't right. I try and make it look more like the badger. Allow me to remind the defense this case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept this claim. Rotate it horizontal. Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it. What? I thought I did it. I thought it would be like this. Or maybe more like this? Not for sure. Hold up. At least I didn't lose any points. Maybe like this? But that's what I had before. This thing was such a pain in the ass. Yeah, it is now, too. Honestly, all the mini games here. I'm pretty sure it has to be like this. Pixel perfect? It has to be exact? Oh no. Use some way. Okay, first of all, I hate doing this with a mouse. Why do they make it so hard for the mouse? Okay. I'm trying to use the letters. It's not great. Because I need to be able to like shift the bottom and the top. The letters don't really let me do that. I assume it's on this side though, right? It's not like it's going to be on the other side. It's got to be this side. Because like this side is where the blood stain is. Oh! Q and R works! Oh my god, thank you, Jotaro. Like this? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Unless, like, this part has to look like just a circle. No, I think this is... But, like, do these probably have to line up, right? What? I've got to make it look more like... Oh wait, shoot, I hit E instead of R. What the heck? Okay. No. Maybe like this? That's so stupid. This? You are... If I were to go like this... Oh wait, no, I said it was going to be like this. Which means it's going to be like... See a full circle? No! Oh my god. I keep hitting the E instead of the R. My bad. Okay, see a full circle at the top? Okay, let's try the full circle. This is... I think this is the closest I'll get to like a full circle. I think this is the closest I'm gonna get to a full circle. Oh my god, it worked! That doesn't look... Well, is this a miracle or what? What are we here, just to suffer, right? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No. It can't be! Oh, my head hurts. I need a sip of water. Order! Order! The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see? This changes everything. Indeed? Very well. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw the jar? Ooh. The the location is... Because if you look in this picture, it's right here. Right by where the safe was, because here's the suit of armor. What did the autopsy say again? Single stab wound piercing heart and lung. Date and time. Oh wait, I'm not loading this. Holy cow. What's different now than the murderer? Because there's already blood on it? No, I'm guessing the location, we know that it's in Gant's office. What's different now that we know the witness saw the jar? It's gotta be either the location or the murderer. Because no, I feel like the murderer won't be different because like we know that it was still dark. The murder weapon hasn't really... I feel like it has nothing... The location? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf. Wait, but it's like... That's upside down. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. Oh, I didn't know that. Or I forgot that. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon... Right! Yes, it was on this side. Oh, yes. From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason is, Mr. Wright? It's probably so that Lana... It falls more on Lana than it does on Gant. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. The next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have been impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, if I may please draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked into the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah, the suit of armor! Holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword! Oh my god, wait! So I was right! Emma pushed Dark. Or Marshall, who was holding a knife. I was right! Emma killed Marshall! Because Emma pushed the guy who was holding the knife, thinking that it was Dark. But the guy who was holding the knife was actually Marshall. So Marshall went flying towards the suit of armor and got stabbed by the... Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to be Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking... Yes, there's another possibility about what transpired in the room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have no idea, but nevertheless... I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall... Oh no. Oh no. You mean... Mr. Marshall died? Because of me? No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Objection. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances... Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're gonna have to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get the dead people to testify. This has been a wild goose chase from the beginning. No! No! The jar had blood on it! And the jar, if the jar was by the armor, well, that doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove Emma. That doesn't prove Emma, though. That doesn't prove that it's Emma, though. Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does a message exist? The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. No! It's this! The piece of cloth! It has her fingerprints! This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Then, Mr. Wright, please show us the... This is the message from the deceased. Right, now then... What?! How is it not this? Isn't that Marshall's clothes? Because it looks like it's brown. There's Emma Sky's prints. I don't like this game. I only have one chance. What's the board? I want to do the... See, the only other thing is that blood on the vase. But I'm kind of scared because I only have one thing left. I'm guessing then he just dipped it into his finger in there and wrote it? That's so dumb though. Why do this when I have her fingerprints? This is the message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he gonna speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten there's just a jar. The message left on here, on the surface of this jar? What do you mean? If you look closely, there's a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. There's a line here written in blood. But what you're saying is the dots were once lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. I feel like Marshall wouldn't have done that though. I feel like, okay, this is the one part of the game that, well, there's a lot of part of the games that don't make sense. But if I feel like Marshall would spend his time trying to go like, it was the 14-year-old, the 14-year-old killed me. You know? I feel like people only do that if like the murderer was someone who like actively tried to kill them. I don't know. And the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Connect these dots to make letters. There's one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Wait, how do I do this? Oh, like this. Oh. This is so unintuitive. Ma. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma, so this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Be worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant, did you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, weren't you not? Ugh. Yes, Worthy, because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Ah. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer, that is undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence of forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. Order! 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 The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Oh my god. So next up is gonna be Edgeworth versus Gant? I'm guessing? I'm guessing it's gonna be Edgeworth versus Gant afterwards? She was just trying to help? She was! Oh, Emma, you poor thing. Oh, that poor thing. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we need to go back. How do we go back? Title screen. Alright, Gant, let's step outside and settle this like lawyers. No, we're not gonna settle this like lawyers. He's the chief of police, we're gonna settle this like the police. Lawyers will debate in the courtroom. Police go out and actually, you know, throw hands. Let's settle this like police. Because here's the thing, Gant is definitely trying to pin something on Edgeworth, right? Because if he doesn't pin this on Edgeworth, it's gonna fall on him. It's gonna fall on Gant and Lana. He's gonna try to at least pin it on Lana or Edgeworth, I think. What, right? I think, see, if Lana, because Phoenix was right, you know? With the whole forgery of evidence thing, why was it only Lana and Edgeworth who got the fall for it and not Damon Gant? Exactly, what does Gant get out of this deal? Why does he... What is the point that he's trying to make? What does he get out of this? I'm guessing he knows that Lana forged evidence. But did he kill Bruce Goodman? We are forgetting about the original case. The original case is Bruce Goodman. Who killed Bruce Goodman and why? Because Lana was the one... Lana moved the body. Like, she was asked by someone to move the body. So I'm guessing... But I'm not getting the why. Like, if it was Damon Gant who killed Bruce Goodman... Why? Here's just my theory, okay? I'm guessing Emma kills Marshall. Lana finds out. Manipulates the crime scene. Or... Gant finds out. And he's like, hey Lana, to protect your sister, we can manipulate the crime scene and I'll cover for you because I'm the deputy chief. As long as you do what I say from now on. Because remember what Star said? If Gant can get someone in the prosecutor's office, then he'll have everyone under his control. All the offices under his control. So, either Gant tells Lana to cover it up, or Gant finds out that Lana is covering it up for Emma. Maybe blackmails her. And then helps her silence everyone so that Lana is in her debt. And then something happens in present day where someone kills Goodman. Like maybe Gant kills Goodman and then needs someone to get rid of the body. He's trying to push Edgy Boy one way or another and Lana's just convenient. But why? Why push Edgy? Because, like, the body was found in Edgeworth's car. Someone broke into Edgeworth's car. Someone broke into Edgeworth's car. So because then, like, when Lana was like, oh, someone called me and told me to move the body that's in Edgeworth's car. I feel like there's only one person who has enough power or like something on Lana to do that. And that's Damon Gant. Not only that, but the only other person who would get Lana to do something like this is Emma. But why? I'm not getting the why. Okay, I think... How much longer do we have? Hold on. I'm guessing we just finished trial former Emma's recollection. 2 days? Should I do this tomorrow? Should I finish this tomorrow? Will I have time to do this tomorrow? I might do this tomorrow. Because I want to see what happens. I want to know why. I want to know why. Did Emma even see it? See what? Like the murder? What Emma saw was that... Okay, so the entire room was dark, right? So there was a power outage. There's a power outage. Basically what happened... was the power outage before or after Joe Dark came in? Either way, there was a power outage. Joe Dark was running away from his interrogation. He accidentally goes into the chief and Lana's office. They share an office. He grabs Emma, and at that moment, Marshall was chasing after Dark. And he comes into the room as well, but he was holding a knife. And he leaps at Dark. Emma doesn't know that Marshall is holding a knife. So when Emma was pushed away after Marshall leapt at Dark, she only saw through the lightning that someone is holding a knife. She doesn't know who's holding a knife. She doesn't know who took her hostage. But she knows that someone, or maybe she knows that someone had a knife. But she knows that there's something going on. Someone has a knife. So in order to help the person without a knife, because she thinks the person without a knife would be Marshall, she shoves the guy holding the knife. The guy holding the knife is actually Marshall. So Marshall goes flying into the armor that is holding a real blade, and it pierces Marshall. And at that moment, Emma passes out. But I don't know what happened to Dark at that moment. Like, because even if Marshall goes flying, Dark would still be conscious, right? No. Marshall has... Dark went flying. He had a concussion after they found him, so... I still have so many questions. Anyways, this will be a tomorrow thing. I'm going to end the stream here. Muse it over a little bit more. And hopefully we'll get our answers tomorrow. That's why we're confused about too. Yeah, the whole thing about like what happened to Dark afterwards. Like Emma passed out, Marshall's dead, but Dark should still be awake. Because of what she drew? I'm guessing she drew that moment when like Marshall was about to attack Dark. And that's when she pushed Dark. That's when she pushed Marshall. I'm guessing. See, my other question is, how did she see this? Because then when we rotated it, we had to rotate it upside down. But when it was in the picture, it was like, you know, this skinny side down. But when I had to rotate it, the skinny side was up. So that's another thing I'm curious about. But anyways, yes. Thank you guys for being here. I'll do my best to stream this tomorrow so we can finish it. I need my questions answered, dang it. Okay. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.